What's up, guys? Manny, Carrera, your real estate resource, and this is episode number 15 of Whiskey Wednesday podcast sessions, where we sit with entrepreneurs, influencers, movers, and shakers over a glass of some fine whiskey. Today, my friends, we're going to be drinking Balcones Texas Rye. We're going to be pretty much continuing, and I'm trying to try every single one of this company's whiskey. So this one is 100 proof, and all I have to say is it's freaking strong. It's pretty good. It has a really good taste to it, but definitely strong. So I recommend you celebrating with it, just drinking one and calling an Uber for sure. So I'm gonna be joined today by my special guest. Today I'm gonna be sitting with entrepreneur, business owner, and creative mind behind on next Sunday, I just dropped my pen, a new women's clothing store located in the east side of El Paso. Erica Williams, what's up, and welcome to Whiskey Wednesday. How are you?
Good.
Awesome. How do you feel? Are you nervous?
Good.
You a little excited?
Excited, nervous,
yeah.
Everything.
Cool. Well, nothing to be worried about. This is only going to be on YouTube, iTunes,
everywhere?
Spotify.
Okay. Live.
Every single. Well, I'm really excited to have you on. I actually follow a whole bunch of girls that I've seen either shout out your page or share something, so it's really cool. But really excited for you to kind of share your story. I know you just started your business, and it's really cool for us to hear, the kind of beginning stages of this. So let's start off with you kind of telling us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Yeah, so I'm 25. I just started this online store. I just started online today.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. I am a bookkeeper on the side, so I have another job.
Full-time, part-time?
Part-time, yeah. I do that like Mondays, and the store is closed on Mondays, so I'll do that Mondays, and then the rest of my time is spent at the store, kind of working on the Instagram and social media, and then other than that, my free time is like spent with my family.
Awesome.
And sleeping, because sleep is very important to me.
Sleep is life. Right?
Yeah, it really is. It keeps me sane. But yeah, other than that, I don't have really anything else going on. Just diving into learning everything about.
Yeah, definitely. Well, you're like I said in the beginning stages of opening your business, so I feel like anybody that's in that phase has no life other than
Yeah, that's true.
your business and the balance that you have to have, which is your family and all that stuff. So cool. So talk to us a little bit about the business. On next Sunday, it's a really cool concept that you have going on. I feel it's kind of new, something new, a little.
Yeah, especially for here, I feel
really fresh, really fresh. So talk to us a little bit about the concept. How you got started, what inspired you to kind of open up your own boutique.
Yeah, so I started. I did it online a year ago. So like April of 2017. I kind of launched. Yeah, I launched the online store.
Okay.
But it wasn't done very well. So people are always like, "Oh, you must have done super well to
make
decide to and I'm like, actually it's quite the opposite. I didn't do it well. I kind of threw some pictures up. I put a website together over 2 weeks, and I was like, okay, here's my website. I hope you guys buy it from me,
Yeah.
And it did not go well. Kind of did that for 2 months and kind of got bored, and obviously if you're not doing well, you're gonna get bored and kind of discouraged, But I wasn't putting effort into it either, so that's why
you kind of had that self-awareness.
Yeah, I was
it's not working, but
because of this,
Right.
So I kind of I was like, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. Why did I do it? And I decided to leave the country for a couple months. So
I saw that. I saw on Instagram you went everywhere.
Yeah,
I was I don't know where I was. How long ago was this?
I did October last year, and then this year in the beginning of the year. So
okay, I remember because I was working my ass off,
January,
and I was
February. This traveling. Yeah, I get that a lot.
Yeah.
People tell me that all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I kind of did that. Kind of had the online store still on, it was still up. I kept it going. I would get orders maybe once a month or something, and I would just call my sister hey, can you ship out? Here's the label. I'll print it to your computer. Just ship it out for me. So she would do that. So I was enjoying myself. I was still doing bookkeeping just remotely. I was enjoying myself around the world. But
where did you go?
I did Eastern Europe. So I did Croatia, Serbia, Sweden, Portugal, and then I went to South America. I went to Chile and Argentina.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was so fun. But kind of while I was abroad, there's just so much like outside of El Paso, I guess, and like so many creative places and like cafes and shops, just like stuff that people here don't necessarily get to see.
Right.
And it was kind of inspiring for me. I was like, well, definitely. Like, yes, like this is amazing. I'm spending all this money doing my traveling, like my rent was expensive, but I was like, I can be putting all this back into like something, because I love El Paso. Yeah. Like I love to travel, but I like really love it here.
Home
like,
is home.
Yeah, and like I don't ever want to live anywhere else. And I think like I want to create, like I wanted to bring stuff here that I was like missing. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like there's not so much shopping
no,
here.
I feel that. I lived in Miami for almost 4 years. Oh
yeah, and I bet you're like, I wish there was all this stuff.
Yeah. I mean, even now I'm like, fuck. I want to open up a club and I want to do this But I remember coming and visiting and being like, damn, I want a colada, Cuban coffee.
Oh, I was like,
they only sell those in Miami.
Good.
Yeah, no, it's delicious. It's like the shit.
Yeah.
And I remember coming over here and I'm like, fuck, nobody has them here, you know? Yeah. So I'm like, there's so much opportunity. I should make a coffee shop. Well, my best friend made a coffee shop. It's Viejo Coffee.
Oh, I've been wanting to try that.
Yeah, it's actually pretty dope.
I always see them make coffee like at night. I'm like, I wish I could just have one. And
it's a cool concept.
Yeah,
I mean,
cool.
they pour coffee in a freaking bag, you know?
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah. So they're about to start serving colada inspired by
awesome.
Miami. So finally, you know, but yeah, I definitely feel you, you know, bringing a little bit of those outside influences back home.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's really, you know, El Paso's in the growing phase right now. Anybody that has been here for the last 5 to 7 years has seen how big the city's been getting. Mm-hmm. And you just see so much diversity now in the city too. My neighbor is a Jamaican. My neighbors are Jamaicans, you know? Oh. So it's like, it's that's insane because I think 5 to 7 years you wouldn't have seen that.
At all. It would have been maybe in like one area too.
Yeah.
Not like just
for sure, like on one street or something. Yeah. So you started traveling,
did that and like met people abroad and they were like really interested that like the conversation would come up that like I had an online store and they were pretty interested in like supporting me, like supporting the store because they knew me personally. And so
these are people out of the country.
Yeah, like well they were mostly Americans, but I would meet them wherever I was, you know? So yeah, kind of started like my brain started going about that and I was September and October I was in Europe and then I came home for November and December. And in December I kind of was talking to my parents about it and I was like, hey, like what do you think? Because I take my parents' opinion like very highly.
Yeah. I know your parents.
Yeah, so and they have like a successful business, so like their business advice means a lot to me.
Definitely.
So I kind of like talked to them about it and they're like, I can be impulsive and they know that. So they're like, no, like just wait, like don't do it, you know? I was like, I'm gonna open a store, I'm gonna sign a 5-year lease, you know? And they're like, no, like, but I was like, okay, I'm still gonna reach out. I reached out to like, I knew the location I wanted because I wanted a Far East Side boutique. There's not any.
Why? Yeah. What was the reason?
Well, I live over there first of all. There's not any and it's growing like crazy.
Yeah, definitely. And it's insane out there. It's
it is. And I feel like, I mean, I'm seeing it now. People over there are so like, I don't know what the word is, but like they're glad that things are opening. Mm-hmm. They're supportive.
Definitely.
They're super supportive.
Because it's in their neighborhood.
Yeah, and they're like, no one ever opens over here. Yeah. Like,
and as a realtor, I could tell you for sure, like moving people into a neighborhood or a street that is nothing but dirt. Okay,
I bet that's hard.
Like it's not hard, but there's a certain thing that I have to kind of plant in their head. Is like, hey,
it's gonna grow.
It's not always gonna look like this, you know. Like a year or two from now, there's gonna be a lot more businesses. There's gonna be a lot more stuff. So that I can tell you for sure. All the people that are living in that area, since it's all new, are just like every day driving down Zaragoza, like, hey, did you see that? We're gonna get a new, you know, this or this or this. So
you're like, I saw your name.
Yeah.
Because I'm like right on the freeway. My sign is huge. I mean, I'm sure you've seen it.
Yeah.
It's like super clear. It doesn't say boutique, which it should, but so like people are like always like, I wonder what that is. They'll come in.
Well, because it doesn't sound like.
Some people think I'm gonna sell Bibles.
On next Sunday, I would do like it's a Christian club membership.
Yeah, I've gotten that. I've gotten like crazy questions, but I mean they come in and they're like, oh, surprised, and they'll come back, you know. But yeah, so I reached out to the landlord that owns that building, and honestly, I didn't really think like they would lend me. Like I don't have much credit. Like I thought I was like gonna be like buying a car, like they're gonna ask for my credit, and they're gonna be like, oh no,
so
like
you
I'm
call
not.
And you're like, Oh, for real? Like,
No, wait.
Holy
no,
shit.
I played it cool.
Are you sure?
Because I was like, they're not gonna lend it to me. Like I was like, what the heck? Like this 25-year-old girl who like has had a job for 3 years, you know, I like don't really have anything to show. I was like, who's gonna lend me a 5-year lease? I mean, it's gonna, you know, like it's expensive. It's a brand new space. They have to build everything out.
And it's prime property too. I mean,
yeah, it's
location.
a really good. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got a really good location because you're not too deep into.
Yeah, it's like right. It's like yeah.
There.
So.
Top of Tierra del Este, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Or is it
Sunfire?
Sunfire. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, then reached out to them, met them out there, and while we were there, like looking at the space, I like played it cool. I was like, so like, what do you ask for? Like to rent, you know? Because I don't want him to think that I was like super naive.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, like you just have to give us a check for the down payment and like whatever whatever you want to build, you pay for it.
A little bit of blood on this paper,
right?
And you're good to go.
But like that for me, it was like, oh, like you're not gonna ask for everything. Like it's like I could do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Gave you a little bit more.
Yeah,
confidence.
I did. I was like, what? Like this is possible?
Right.
Like you're gonna lend me the space and like I can do whatever I want with it, whatever. And so that like got me super excited, and then I did wait 2 months to do it though. So then I left the country again, January and February. And
one more itch.
Yeah, well my parents were like, just wait, because like I said, I'm very impulsive, so sometimes I'll do it and then be like, oh shoot, why did I do that? So I waited to see if like I really did want to do it. So while I was gone, that's all I could think about. Like I was like, this is fun, like I love South America, but I'm spending all this money and I could be pouring it into like the store and yeah, you know, and like bring something, because like it's very globally inspired. And you haven't been there, but if you walk in, like I have like a cutout that looks like Moroccan, and then I have like
I've seen it. Is that like to the fitting room or something?
No, that's just like the warehouse. Not the warehouse. Like
the warehouse
storage.
Full of workers.
Just like the back storage in the restroom. No.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was like, I could just bring like worldly inspirations, and like a lot of people here don't necessarily get to go out of the country and like explore, even travel at all. So kind of wanted to bring like that into the space, and like when someone walks in, they kind of feel
like they're out of town.
Yeah, like they're out of town. There's like the clothes is kind of different. You won't find it anywhere else in El Paso.
I mean, I'm a dude. You know, I don't.
Do you like it?
I don't buy girls' clothes, but all the clothes that you do have, I could see that it's not from El Paso.
Yeah, it's not.
You know? It's like very different, very unique. But it does remind me of even just Miami, because Miami.
Yeah, or like Austin. I get Austin, LA.
Miami was such a melting pot for so many different cultures that you get people from England that reminds me of like some of the shoes that you
like
you
a
have.
European feel.
Yeah, very European feel. So it's really cool that you're incorporating that and bringing that to the 915.
Yeah, it's been fun. So did that, and then while I was gone, that's all I could think about, right? So I cut my trip early. I flew into Vegas because there was like a trade show. And I was like, I need to like go to this, and I need to learn, and I went, and the next like 2 days I was like, I'm gonna sign my lease. Like I called it's River Oaks, and I was like, can you show me right? Them and Mimco. So then signed that, and then just opened up a month ago. So that process was really long. It was hard to like wait because I was so excited.
Yeah.
And I was like anxious. I just wanted to start, and I was getting clothes in, and I was like, I can't sell it. I can't pay my bills. But then, I don't know, it's been fun.
From the moment that you signed that lease to the moment that you opened doors, how long was that?
So I signed about February 28th, and I opened June 16th. So what, about March, April, May, about 4 months.
Yeah.
Which is kind of long for someone who's like, I mean, I guess it's not that long.
Well, I think
I'm not very patient.
No,
I mean, I'm learning.
Patience, right?
I'm learning patience a lot. Yeah. But, that's crazy. It seems like 3 years of a wait time.
Does it?
Yeah.
So where does the inspiration, or where does that name come from, On Next Sunday? You talked and mentioned a little bit about what people have thought your store was, a Christian store, or selling Bibles and stuff.
Yeah.
And it really doesn't sound too much like a clothing store. So what was the inspiration behind that?
So when I was coming up with my name, I did come up with this one for the first online store. I haven't changed it at all. So it was always On Next Sunday. And the logo's always been the same too.
Cool.
Just super basic and easy. I was thinking of like things that are my favorite, and Sundays are one of my favorite days of the week.
Why is that?
Because I'll usually go to church, go to lunch with my family, and then just like hang out the rest of the day.
Yeah.
And then if I have like
a non-working day.
Yeah, it's just kind of like spend time with them, watch movies. Like summer, we'll like go in the pool. You know, just something super easy and like intimate, I guess.
Yeah.
And I'll usually wear like something new to church every Sunday, like something I won't necessarily wear out like with friends because it's a little bit different and weird.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I really want to wear this, so I'll wear it to church. So I was like, well, this kind of has like a cool, because my clothes is very different, and it's like people here are like, this is kind of weird and like different. I don't know that I'd wear it. So I was like, oh, this is cool. And then on Next, I was just putting words together. And then that one, like, the web page wasn't taken. But when I put it together, yeah, I was like searching all the websites. But when I put it together, I liked how
What were some of the mock-up names that you were coming up with?
On a Sunday. That one's actually pretty cool.
On a Sunday?
Yeah. I kind of, well, oh well. I was like, I wish I would done that one. But the web page was taken. Those are the only two that I really remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, getting a concept like that. So your favorite day is always been Sunday.
Yeah, that's my favorite day of the week. Now, I mean, every day is pretty cool, but
yeah,
I like Sundays. Yeah.
That's cool. Mine is actually Monday.
Oh, really?
I love Mondays.
Yeah,
it's like,
I don't hate them, but people do hate them.
Sundays are cool, but I still work Sundays. Like, reset, like, let's make this week
like
badass, you know, like, so
that's
it's exciting because I set,
like,
I set new goals every Monday. It's like, this is a new week, like, you know? Could be a badass week or it could suck.
Yeah.
but that's cool. So talk to me about your first month in business. You've been in business for a full month, and how has that been for you?
It's been good. I realized I opened right in the middle of like the slow season for retail. I didn't know that until now. Yeah. So like June and July.
First little lesson,
right?
Huh?
Oh, I've had so many.
You're gonna be learning.
I feel like I've aged 2 years in the last one.
So you're now 27.
Yeah, I'm 27.
You're actually 27. In business years, you're 27.
Yeah. So it's been kind of slow, but I think they say you have like a honeymoon phase in business. So like the first couple months, I guess people are super interested and like want to know what you're about and like what you're doing, so people go to your business. So it hasn't been too slow, but the last couple weeks have been fairly slow. But I think Instagram has helped so much, and like the east side, like I said, people that come from, like, people are so excited and they'll come in and they'll tell their friends, so that has kind of kept it not super slow.
Word of
you know
mouth,
what I mean? Yeah. So it hasn't been too bad, but it's been, as far as like, it's been exhausting because I'm just like learning it all, and I never had retail experience, kind of dove in without like knowing anything other than all the research I did, which I did do a lot of research. So I'm kind of just figuring it out day by day and learning awesome. Every day, every hour,
That's, for lack of terms, that's ballsy.
It is very,
it is, because you've never had really any business ownership experience, but talk to me a little bit about your family. I know, as far as your family, I've known your family. They have an entrepreneurial background. So you grew up kind of seeing that. Would you say that's something that kind of influenced you?
Yeah, I think so. My parents have a successful medical equipment company, and kind of growing up in that, I guess, has like, they're able to spend time with us and kind of, you know, like take trips with us and grow their business like the way they want it to be grown, and like have the influence that they want, and just like mold everything. And I guess it has, because I really like now that I have my own, my favorite part is being able to do everything, like me have all the decisions, like the creative decision.
You have 100% control.
Yeah, and like I can decide if I want to give this person's money back. Like, I don't have to ask someone. You know what I mean? It's like exactly like customer service.
I am the manager.
If you have complaints, you'll talk to me. Yeah.
Hold on, let me get her.
Yeah.
What's up?
Basically, that's exactly. Or like they're DMing. They're like, I don't know who I'm DMing. I'm like, it's me. You're messaging me. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're behind the social media.
I've been everything. Right? I steam the clothes, I unbox the clothes, I open the store. I mop the floor. You saw me do that. I sweep. There's bugs. I kill the bugs. I'm like doing it all, but it's tiring. Yeah. But it's good. It's fun.
It's part of the business.
Yeah, exactly. It is, and it's like,
So when did you know you kind of wanted to take that route and become a business owner, or kind of work for yourself, have your own, create your own?
I don't know that there was like a point where I decided that I wanted to. I just always I always kind of like thought I would have something that like was my own. I always wanted to open some sort of business.
Yeah.
So
you always knew you were gonna be a business owner. You just.
Well, I always wanted to. I don't know that I was like, I know I'm gonna do it, but like I've always wanted to do it, you know. But yeah, I always wanted to do something like creative.
That's cool.
Yeah, because in bookkeeping, I still do bookkeeping and like accounting, but it's like so not creative, and it's just like.
It's very organized,
fun.
right?
It is. Oh yeah, I'm not very organized. You should be, yeah. You should be organized.
I want to think. I don't know.
Don't hire me as your bookkeeper. Yeah, but it's like not creative at all. You're just like, which is, I like that too. I don't know, but definitely didn't want to do that for like long term.
Cool. So, what are some of the biggest struggles that you ran into in your first month of opening your business, and you know?
Yes, honestly. Like, I've had it kind of easy. Like, that sounds bad, but, I mean, maybe it doesn't sound bad. But I haven't had anything that, like, was super intense that, like, has come up within the last month. I mean, every day is, like, some days are harder than others, I guess. Like, some days no one will come in, and I'm just like, why did I do this? What the heck am I doing? Kind of, like, doubting and, like...
A lot of self-doubt.
Yeah, you, like, let the fear get into your mind. And then some days it's like people will come in and they're super sweet and excited that something like this would open in El Paso on the east side. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, like this is why I did it, you know, and it kind of motivates me again. Yeah. I guess that's been the hardest thing is like kind of finding a balance like of like my mental state. Yeah. So I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it does. I mean, I've been super into my fucking mental.
I know, I haven't seen that. It's funny.
I've been legit like fucking meditating every day for the last 27 days as of today. And I think being super aware and controlling of your mental state, because you can't control your mind, like you're always thinking, but understanding and distinguishing the difference between thought and feelings, you know? And a lot of that self-doubt does go into anybody starting something. I know when I started real estate, I actually was so fucking scared to even just tell people that I moved back to El Paso. Because you know the stigma, you know, oh, you moved back, you failed, you didn't make it, or they always come back. And I knew I was going to be facing that, but at the same time I was like, you know, it's something that I have to do. I know in my heart I have to do it. And starting off my first week or my first month, even after getting my license, I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, go back to South Beach. Yeah. Go back, you know? So I know there's a lot of self-doubt that has to go into owning a business. What kind of mentality or mental state do you feel like you have to be at in order to be an entrepreneur or start your own business?
Oh gosh, that's a hard question. I think everyone's different. Yeah, that's a really good question. I feel like that would be a different answer for everyone. I don't know, but for me personally, I kind of like had to go in, like I've always put so much, I like protect my mind a lot. Yeah. And I think that has helped me a lot. Definitely. Now, like I won't listen to a lot of music because a lot of the words, like they'll just, your subliminal mind?
Yeah.
Like subconscious. Yeah, that's a word. Yeah. It just like catches everything and you don't realize it, but like later on it'll trigger something, you know what I mean?
100%. So subconscious mind is super, I think it's a lot more powerful than your conscious mind, you know?
So like that, and like I never really watched a lot of like rated R movies, which was weird to people, but I think like now, looking back now, like I don't have a lot of thoughts of fear or like intense or scary thoughts. Yeah. So I'm able to like control a little bit like where my thoughts are going.
That's badass.
And I think that like has helped so much. So I guess trying to like, or like learning, how you said, like learning where your thoughts are going, like just being in tune with it. I think that is like, would be really important to do before. I mean, I'm sure you could do it without it, but it's probably very helpful. Because I could go crazy, I think, if I like let my mind go everywhere.
Yeah, 100%. I know talking a little bit before the podcast, we were, you know, talking about what kind of potential your story or your message can have on somebody that is planning on doing the same thing. And I know you mentioned to me that you're very into looking up those stories and hearing about people, you know? So how have some of those stories helped you kind of, you know, stay the course and on those hard days that nobody comes in, like, what the fuck am I here, you know? Yeah. Like, how has some of those stories helped you kind of stay the course and kind of push through the noise?
I think like realizing everyone kind of goes through the same phases.
Yeah.
Like you're not the only one who has a store that like no one has come into for a day, or like you haven't made any sales in 2 days. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, oh, no one likes like my stuff. Those thoughts come into my head, like no one likes the clothes.
Am I doing it wrong?
Yeah, am I doing it wrong? Someone will come in like, oh, like are you gonna have a sale on this, or like just like certain things, and I'm like, well, maybe I should, or you have this certain type of item, like you need to have this, and kind of thinking like, oh, I need to have more of what they want, or but then like kind of focusing back, I like listen to the podcast and they're like, just be very niche. Like there's gonna be opinions from like everywhere, and like everyone's gonna have an opinion obviously on anything you do, regardless of it like it's good or bad. So just realizing like you have to stay like what you started for.
True to yourself.
Yeah, true to yourself, stay in your niche, like stay in your lane basically. And I don't know if that answered the question actually.
Yeah, 100. And
that's helped.
Is that kind of the direction that you've headed with your clothing store? Because obviously, I'm sure you get a lot of girls coming in and, oh, you should carry this, or I'm gonna carry this, and
I do.
It could maybe change your decisions as what am I ordering or where am I ordering it from, but staying true to your lane, how important has that been in your first month, just in business?
Yeah. Well, I have like there's just in one instance that I've listened to like I get a lot of questions for plus size clothing, and so I tried to do that, and I don't make a lot of sales at all on that, and actually I don't get a lot of plus size girls that come into the store, but I think that's because like, so I kind of regret doing that because I don't really know how to style plus size girls, you know what I mean? So there is some like, there's probably someone that can style them the better, and we'll have an entire selection for them, and so that's been a challenge, but I do get questions about like everything.
Yeah.
But kind of learning, like I do have to just stay focused on like what I'm good at, and what people have like responded to so far. As far as some things I've noticed people don't like at all, and some things they're like a little more open to, they're open to trying, and some things they just like love. So just figuring that out and sticking to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool deal. So talk to me a little bit about your online store. You just opened up your online store as of today, right?
Yeah.
You've been doing a bunch of prep. I've seen on your social media.
Yeah,
You've been doing a bunch of photography.
hard. Well, it's just me. I don't do the photography. I did outsource that and the modeling.
Yeah. But you just have a whole bunch going on right now in your store. So talk to me a little about that. How has the online launch been? What kind of struggles or problems have you seen running into that, or taking your business online, if any?
Yeah, it's been super exciting because I get questions like every day about people like outside of El Paso. They're like, can I shop online? Can I see it online? And I can see like the view. I can't see who's looking at my website, but I can see, because it was up. It just wasn't very good. I just can't see like who's looking at it, but I get like about 20 views a day, and I wasn't promoting it at all. Like I don't know where these people were finding my website. So I was like, I really have to like, and I'm always online, so I was like, why aren't, like, I need to do this well,
right?
You know, for people to take it seriously. So that's been super exciting. I'm excited like to grow that and like dive into like because I kind of like am learning the Instagram right now, like the analytics and all that stuff. So the next I'm excited for like
insane,
Google.
huh?
It's very interesting though to see what works, and, like what doesn't, and like how their algorithm works.
We got
a
guru over there too. He knows. But yeah, I mean,
super fun to learn.
I think social media is just, in business in general, is just a living, breathing.
It's helped me. It's like gotten me through the last month.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't think anyone would know what my store was if it wasn't for Instagram.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people that have followed you, I'm sure they've seen it. And what's cool is that what you're doing is you're actually documenting from the start. You know, like you're documenting just like Gary V's always saying, like document.
Well, I want people to see, like everything, you know.
Yeah, that's cool. And I wish
feel like they're part of it. Like, because they are part of the growth. Like they're 100% buying an outfit that's helping me grow.
Yeah.
You know.
So talk to me about you open your online store and you have your storefront now. Talk to me about the two. How do they contrast with each other? Do you feel like in this day and age you need an online store? And do you feel like in this day and age you still need that storefront as well?
Yeah, I don't. I think you do need an online store. I don't necessarily think you need a brick and mortar. For me personally, it was just I'm more of a physical, like hands-on person, and I learned that from doing the online store at the very beginning that I wasn't seeing anything physical, so I didn't put like all my effort into it. And now that I have the store, it's been a lot easier for me to like give it 150% and like do it well. But I think for sure like having an online is very important. Yeah. And I've noticed it in the last month that I didn't have it. People ask questions all the time. They're interested in like seeing it when they're in bed at midnight. You know what I mean? And they can't come to the store or something. But yeah, I think it's super important.
Physical,
yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually like that too. A lot of my friends shop for everything online.
Yeah, a lot of
I'm like, bro,
too.
I've never ordered anything.
I'm not a big online shopper either.
Me neither. I literally have to be there, and if I can't go to the store and then them not have it in stock, and then me wait for it.
Yeah, I mean, I
like
hate waiting.
if they tell me like, oh, it'll be here by tomorrow.
Like, no. I need it now.
Never mind. I don't want it no more.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are not. Like you said, everyone shops online.
Yeah, I think nowadays businesses, like you said, they definitely need online shopping. Everything's online.
They do. I don't take businesses seriously if they don't have an online store.
Yeah, I think
even though I don't shop online.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that I do also is like if anybody, I mean, even I get telemarketers all the time hitting me up from like different businesses trying to sell me stuff, and I'm always like, where are you?
Yeah, or
like you can't even find them. It's like you're a freaking scammer. Like stop.
Yeah, you know? They probably are.
Yeah, definitely they could be. So, you know, using your online presence, how has social media tied into that, and how have you used social media to kind of brand yourself and kind of get your name out there?
I don't really know how to answer that. I guess like I'm just showing. I haven't really come up with like a strategy for that, I guess. But so far, like what I've been doing has been just showing everyone like behind the scenes and like getting to know me, and then like like what I'm doing day in day out. Like the fact that it's just me. They're supporting a small business.
Yeah.
Like they're literally supporting me, you know. And just I haven't got into much about. Oh no, actually I did. I made a couple YouTube videos about like why I started it, kind of the background of it, and like the travel, like that I did the traveling for a while. I guess just kind of letting them know what, because I want to do more than just like a retail store. Like I've been doing events. I don't know if you've seen that. I have like events.
I saw the dinner, the private dinner, and the facials. And
yeah, I do. Dinner. Yeah, so I want to.
I was trying to get on the list, and it was
you
so
did.
Shut up. Was there any guys? Was there any guys?
The wine guy.
The guy.
He didn't like do the facial. Yeah, but he like did the wine tasting.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's funny. You could do it. But kind of letting people like into that I want to have more of like it's more of like an experience.
Right.
I think it's not so much like they're coming to buy an outfit. Like they come in, it smells good. Like I try to have the scent always the same. Like the way it looks, it's like you're going in. I feel like people are always like, oh, this looks like it's in Austin, or I think I said that, but like you're going into somewhere outside of like El Paso. Like you're stepping out of town for a little bit, I guess. So kind of creating that brand, like that it's an experience. That's what I've been trying to work on. It's kind of hard to like put it into words because it's kind of in my mind, but I haven't like put it on.
And I think right now, I mean, it's still in the beginning stages too.
Yeah.
You know, you're still in the kind of brainstorming stages where you
like
want
figuring
your
it out.
to go. Yeah, and leveraging social media, I could say for sure. Like you've been doing a good job on it, just following your stories and following the events that you've been doing, leveraging social media. I think nowadays that's really how you get that word of mouth out. You know, a lot faster too.
It's helped so much. I ask everyone how they've heard, and like 9 times out of 10, they're like, "Oh, Instagram."
Really?
Yeah. Maybe some people are like.
What type of clients are you getting? What are your customers? Who are your customers?
They're so like I have an ideal customer. I'm basically my ideal customer. It's like 25 to 35, single. I have a lot of moms who shop there, but not many. They're single, career, like they have a good career, and they're like, I mean, who doesn't like to travel nowadays? But like they like to travel, kind of be spontaneous, enjoy like, and dress cute. Basically, just like kind of stand out. Like people like unique.
Right.
They're pretty unique. I guess that's a good answer.
But
that's exactly like I have
that's cool.
Exact person who I'm trying to cater to.
Your twin.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, that's cool. I think, like you said it yourself, you know, sticking to what you know, sticking to your strengths. You know how to style yourself.
Right.
And styling yourself and the type of person that is like yourself is probably
Yeah.
gonna be the easiest thing for you to do.
Yeah.
So that's cool. So what aside from the experience, I know you're creating an experience for your clients that are going in. What do you feel like you're gonna have to do, you know, in the months to come, in the next 4 months and 4 years and 11 months?
Oh, I was like, yeah.
What do you feel like you're gonna have to do to really stand out, especially from the competition? You know, other clothing stores here in El Paso. I don't know that there's any other clothing boutiques.
There is on the west side. There's
there?
not any on the east side. Not that I know of. At least not the same style. Boutiques are so cool because like every boutique has its own style, and I feel like that's why they're so popular.
Yeah.
Because you know exactly, like I want this type of outfit, you know exactly which place to go to. Like I know, like I'm not gonna have prom dresses. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
they're not gonna come to me for prom or for.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess not even much of like high school. Like they won't come to my store, but like they'll know exactly which boutique is gonna have. So I think just like staying niche, like differentiating. Like my people are gonna know like my style and like that's the only thing. I mean, no one here does events really. Not that I know of.
Yeah.
In their boutiques.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I don't think so. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's cool. I mean, I think that it's gonna be a journey for you definitely, and I'm really excited for sure
too.
to see kind of where it goes with you. What do you see, you know, next? Obviously, it's still your first month, but where do you see On Next Sunday eventually going, you know, in the next 5 years?
Yeah. Well, I really want to like work on the online, and I really want to grow the online store.
Right.
And kind of make it like a worldwide, not like worldwide, like sensation, but like,
Yeah.
but like just like people in different countries like shopping
Right.
from there, like do worldwide shipping, kind of just make the website an experience just like the stores. So that's like my main focus right now, is I'm gonna like kind of pour all into that, and the branding, like just make the brand super good. Yeah, that's like where I thought about like in a couple years doing one on the west side, but then I changed my mind to like just focus more on online. Because
Yeah.
it's just so much, I can sell to so many more people.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, what
I think
size
you're
just
just
that?
opening up your market a lot more.
Mhm.
You know.
So, and I've seen how powerful online stores have like gotten on Instagram. I'm always on Instagram because I'm always like answering DMs. Kind of, a lot of my research comes from Instagram. Like, what are other larger companies doing? Like, how is it working for them? You know. So I've seen how powerful that can be, and
Yeah.
so that's exciting, super exciting for me.
So doing your you know, running your business, running the marketing, running the Instagram and all that, do you feel like at some point you're gonna need to put
Oh, yeah.
other people
Yes,
in place?
Sure. Yeah. I already think I need somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just
It could be demanding, huh?
it's so demanding. Yeah, like my parents are like, stop, Erica, you're always on your phone. And I'm like, I need to answer this DM within 5 minutes, you know? I
Yeah.
like try to be very good about my customer service, and like I try to be like on top of everything. So it is very demanding, and I definitely will need help very soon.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's crazy. I ran into a lot of times where me just running real estate, I'm like so fucking overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for cussing so much. I don't know why I
I don't
cuss
think
so
you
much.
have that much
No,
in the-
I just say fucking a lot. But I think, you know, in real estate, I've caught myself like trying to manage everything, and even before I got to Sosa's to help me, I was catching myself like doing
Yeah.
12-hour shifts, 15-hour shifts, and just super stressed out because I have to call this client, do follow-ups, I have to
I
send this
bet.
document, I have to post, and it just gets really, really demanding and very draining too. Like
Yeah,
I think you'll
and
get
then-
at a point where you're gonna get burnt out.
And then you're not doing it
Mhm.
as well as they can do it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, someone's gonna be better at me than marketing. I don't know what I'm doing, I'm figuring it out. But, like, when you hire someone on that's, like, just does it like them, and they know exactly what they need to do, and it just turns out so much better.
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, I think having that balance and finding that balance is super important. How do you balance, or what advice actually would you give somebody that is trying to balance, you know, 2 jobs? The job that they have, the 9 to 5, or the one that they're clocking in at, and the other business or the entrepreneurial endeavor that they're trying to create. You know, you yourself, you've been working at a job for the last 3 years doing bookkeeping, and on the side have been running your online business and everything. So how do you find that balance? For one, you know, because I know you've kind of structured your store hours to kind of compensate for the work that you're doing part time.
Yeah, well, I'm single and I don't have kids, so I think that helps a lot. Like,
amen.
Yeah, right. It's like I don't know how people run businesses with
I
families.
honestly feel like I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing right now. Like, if I'm doing a podcast, I've been here since
you're like checking your
4:30, it's 8:30. Like,
you
my
see
wife
your
and kids would be pissed at me right now.
I mean, people do it, but I think that helps me a lot. Like, my time is, I can be selfish with it. Like, I don't need to go home and, you know, like I have no one to go home to. So, that helps. And then I am like my sleep is super important. So I'm super strict. I know you're not, right? You sleep like 5 hours or something?
Yeah, how do you know? Yeah.
Because I feel like you put that.
Yeah.
No, I'm
super proud of that.
That's cool. But it works for you.
Yeah, it does.
But it doesn't, like for me, I would not function.
If I sleep 8 hours, I'm like, tired.
Yeah.
And if I sleep 4 or 5 hours, I wake up and I'm like, ready. Good job.
Yeah. And no. I have to sleep 8 hours. Like, that's something I'm really strict about. I think not so much it's like the sleep, but I'm sure like your mind, like as a business owner, you have like your mind's just always running. Yeah. Even if you're at the gym. For me, even if I'm working out, like my mind's not. I'm still thinking about like what can I do? What am I doing wrong? What am I doing right? Like, you know what I mean? Still answering questions on your phone, like emails and stuff. So when I'm sleeping, like that's the only time where my mind is like completely shut off. So I really take that time seriously.
Like you value that so much.
I do. Yeah.
I actually I hate sleeping for that exact reason. It's like I'd rather be conscious. I love thinking. Yeah, I'd rather be thinking. I'd rather be feeling tired than be.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, it's so weird, but. Talking about thinking, you know, and being a business owner, your mind is always racing. I actually went to a training last month in Miami also. I'm always going to Miami for trainings. It's like I'm trying to find an excuse to go to Miami. Like, there's a good training. I should go to Miami for 7 days.
It's like
a 1 day training.
Yeah.
But I went and we heard from a lot of really powerful people, a lot of influencers, and one thing that they mentioned is finding your thinking spot. Some people think, you know, a lot better and come up with their best ideas in the shower. Some people come up with their best ideas driving. Me personally, it's been driving. Like I start every morning driving from far east to the west side, busting a U-turn probably around Sunland.
But like you do that every day?
Just to like get my mind started, and then I'll go to the gym. I actually do a lot of stuff. Like little rituals, but that's just my thinking time. I just, for some reason, when I'm in the car and I'm behind the wheel, my day's like planning in my head, you know, it's going like crazy. So, do you have a thinking spot for yourself?
No.
Oh, it's cool if it's in the toilet.
Like all day. No. I think
everywhere?
I'm just, I don't really have necessarily have a, maybe like right before I go to sleep.
Maybe in bed?
Yeah, like my mind's just
like, your favorite thing to do.
Yeah, right? So that I can dream about it.
Yeah.
But no, I don't have like one spot. I just like, yeah. Maybe cool. I haven't found it yet.
Maybe.
That'd be a good thing to do.
Maybe you're not aware of it
yet.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
We have a question. Jasenia Desiree asked, when is your next event?
Actually, it is on tax-free weekend.
When is that?
It's next weekend.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so there won't be taxes, which is taxes are expensive on clothes.
Yeah.
So yeah, August, I think it's the 12th. I'm not sure. I'll post it on my Instagram.
Nice. Is this an exclusive event? Like the last one, or is it open?
It's open, but it's like shopping and like eyebrows waxed. Do you get your eyebrows waxed?
No, I don't.
So you probably won't want to come.
I should. Maybe I should.
And then after that, I'm doing one on the 25th at the market. That one's not exclusive. Have you heard of the market?
Yeah.
The market.
That's
your side? Oh yeah.
Yeah,
right there.
So I'm doing pop up there.
Right there.
Oh, you do?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like down the stairs.
Oh, cool. Yeah. I'm doing a pop up there with the sushi girl. So
cool.
yeah, you guys should come.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool. So how important do you think it is to kind of collab with, you know, Sushi Girl and other businesses, local businesses?
I think it's so important.
Yeah.
It's like collaboration over competition. Like I'll collab with the boutique if like the opportunity came up, you know?
Collaboration over competition. That's a
I
good
think
one.
especially
Snip
like
it.
local, especially like locally, you know?
Yeah.
Like promote local. Like I am very big about like supporting local restaurants and like coffee shops and just any company really, even if it's like a clothing store. Like I will buy sunglasses from another clothing store and
Definitely.
you know, so yeah, I think it's
really
very
cool.
important.
That's really cool that you have that mentality. I think when it comes down to competition, a lot of people, and I think the businesses or people that fail are the people that look at competition in the wrong way. I think there's no shortage of success.
There's
you know?
there's room for everyone.
And there's room for everybody to eat. You know, I've always told every single realtor, like, there's enough for everybody to eat. Like,
yeah, I do see that. You like,
Yeah.
if you have any questions.
I help realtors all the time that aren't even
Yeah,
in my
that's
company.
cool.
Like, you're my competition, and I'm giving you
Yeah.
freaking advice. But at the end of the day, I can give you everything that you need to know, everything that I'm doing, everything that's working. At the end of the day, it's up to you to implement
Yeah,
it.
that's
And
true.
I know that my work ethic will outbeat anybody's work ethic that I'm giving this advice to, anyways. I'm just confident.
Yeah.
I'm just that confident, you know. So that's why I do what I do. Because at the end of the day, there's no shortage of success. There's enough for everybody, and having that mentality, I think, will definitely put you in different places.
Yeah,
Because-
I hope so. I think it's also fun.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like, this is so fun. Like, it's super cool that we get to do this, you know? And, like, I've met the guys from the market and, like, the sushi girl. And it's been super fun to, like...
Yeah, just collab.
Like, we're networking, yeah, and, like,
Yeah.
working together, and, like, you make friendships out of it. And then, like, we're supporting... I mean, I know people right now, like, are loving to support local.
Definitely. Yeah, and
So
that's the whole
it's-
idea of this podcast. You know, this podcast, we started, I mean, my intro has changed since the first episode, but at first it was El Paso's entrepreneurs, influencers, movers, and shakers.
Oh, okay.
But
No, it's
I
just-
realized that, you know, there's just a lot of people that are doing a lot of big stuff, a lot of big things that should get that spotlight, even if they're not in El Paso.
Yeah.
So if I could get somebody like Caleb Maddox, that's, you know, a 16-year-old millionaire, made his first million when he was like a teenager, on the show through podcasts, like that just reaches his influence, his network, his influence,
Yeah.
you know. So having you know, collaborations with different businesses like that for me has been really good, just because this is episode number 15. We just recorded episode 16, trying to get ahead of the curve, but I'm mixing with a lot of different people, you know.
Yeah.
And they're all
like
local
different-
people, you know, and trying to give you some spotlight too, because I think what you're doing is really good. And I really like that and I mentioned this right now with Alex for episode 16, I love having people on this podcast that understand social media and where it's at right now, you know, where the attention's at
Yeah.
right now. I also think that it takes a lot for you to get behind the camera.
Yeah. The first ones. I feel like
Yeah,
after
yeah,
a
the
while,
first
I'm
ones,
like,
yeah.
okay, they know who I am. Who cares if I look crazy?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I
people
think,
are nice. Like, people are
Yeah.
like, you're so cute, or like, like, you know? So
you'll get some good feedback, and sometimes you'll get some bad feedback.
Yeah,
but
I haven't
think
had
it's
the bad one yet, but I'm
No.
waiting for it.
I
I'm like
think I have.
expecting it.
I don't know if I have.
I'm
but-
sure. People are.
yeah, people are mean. Stop being mean.
Yeah.
Stop being mean. We're just trying to
Be
do what we
nice.
like, you know.
Yeah.
No, that's crazy. But no, I really like the direction that you're headed with the clothing store. What advice would you have for another entrepreneur, female entrepreneur? And I only say female entrepreneur because I feel like, you know, sometimes females just nowadays have been more empowered, you know, and you're looked at nowadays socially more as an equal, and I think everybody has the same opportunities right now, you know. So what advice would you have for a female entrepreneur, somebody that is thinking of starting their own business, maybe hasn't pulled the trigger yet, or maybe all that self-doubt is going through their head?
Yeah.
You know, what advice would you have for that person?
I think I would say like reach out and ask questions. Like I would have never thought I could do it if I didn't ask the landlord. Like, hey, what do you like? He didn't ask me anything when he met up with me, and then there I could pick his brain. Like, what do you ask for? Whatever. And he was there. People are nice. Like, they'll answer your questions. Or
Especially in Texas.
yeah, and especially in El Paso too.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're here, if you're out of town, I'm sure there's nice people everywhere. But
Sometimes.
yeah, yeah. Ask questions. I mean, like, I wish I would have known someone who was in my position, like where I would have been able to ask them and like just send them a message like, hey, can I pick your brain on like rental spaces or just anything like loans, because I didn't know. Like I had to do all my research on Google, you know.
Yeah.
But if I had someone that I could have just asked and like sent them a message, and it would have been much faster. And I'm talking to a real person. It would have been like much easier, and I would have felt, I think, more. I was pretty confident about it, but like just I guess more like excited and motivated, I guess, to do it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Do you, so kind of just asking the person that you kind of want to be
or anyone. I think just ask questions in general, because I think for me, I like you said, like girls, you're kind of like, oh, they're gonna think like I'm a girl. I'm not gonna be taken seriously, and we kind of like shy away from asking people questions or like being honest, and that has been like. I'm just gonna do it. I'm just asking. I've gotten like my rent lowered, like just by asking stuff, you know.
Yeah.
So just, I mean, the worst thing someone can say is no.
Yeah,
and who cares?
I think exactly what you said. Like the easiest thing that you can ever do is just ask. You know, you never know until you know.
And sometimes,
And sometimes just by asking a freaking question, you can open up doors for yourself that
you never knew.
You might not have ever opened. You know, and you could have got a really douchebag landlord. That was being mean and made you feel like, oh, fuck, this is a lot. Yeah. So
but it just switched. Yeah.
But
that's true.
So I think pushing through that noise, you know, is definitely important for any entrepreneur. And then going back to kind of what you were talking about, you know, you don't have kids and you're able to kind of dedicate and really focus on this business. When I was in Miami, Grant Cardone was talking a lot about when he first started, you know, really fucking going 100% into himself. And when he was 27 years old, he had nothing. He had no money. He had no wife. He had no kids. And he's like, what am I doing with my life? Like, I have nothing to show, you know? So for the next 10 years, he dedicated 100% on his business, on his craft. And he said it himself, like, if I had my kids, and at any point in that time, it would have softened me up and not let me be the person that I needed to be for my kids.
Yeah.
When I had them, you know, so it took him 10 years to get where he needed to be, but being 100% dedicated into that craft is really what I think will take you to that next level. So.
And I think that has, like people will be like, you say that a lot, like you're single, and I'm like, well, I think it just has so much to do with like how much time I'm able to put into like my research and like my being on my phone all day, like just everything, learning everything, you know. Like soaking it all in. I have no distraction, so.
And even if you did, I mean, for maybe that person that is wanting to start their own business and has kids, you know, and has those other distractions or things to take care of, those other priorities. I mean, is starting your own business something that you can be capable of doing if you have those? Yeah.
And I've talked to people with like kids, and I'm like, how do you do it? And most of them are like, your time like expands. They're like, it's weird. You like just have time for more.
I think you more than anything you prioritize.
Yeah, maybe they're like you're forced to, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, for sure. It wouldn't work for me, but yeah, I'm definitely, you can do it at any age, I'm sure, and like with anything going on.
Cool. Yeah, and that's what we were actually talking with Alex. I think utilizing your time. He had a part-time job, and opening and starting your business from that 7 to 2 a.m. You know, prioritizing your time. A lot of people, I think, are doing a lot of time-wasting activities, Netflix and other stuff.
I don't watch Netflix anymore.
No,
I used to watch it a lot.
Netflix membership just.
Yeah, I know. I still have it, but I don't use it.
For like the downtime right before.
Yeah, sometimes I'll be like, I need one episode of Grey's Anatomy. But yeah, I don't watch TV anymore.
Cool. Yeah, I was on Alex. I got rid of my TV probably 7 years ago.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, like.
You never watched The Bachelor?
No.
Do you guys watch The Bachelor?
No one watches it.
Okay.
No, I don't watch. I've honestly, the only show that I will watch is The Office. And I've watched it like a million times. I know every single episode, but that is just like my pre-going to sleep, like episode, and then I'll knock out or something. But I really don't ever watch TV.
It's just like for noise? Really?
Yeah, more noise. But even at that, I'm like, it's on and I'm on my phone.
Yeah, you're doing something else.
I'm on Instagram, like checking story, checking how many views I got and everything.
Do you check that?
I do. I'm like super into the analyticals. I think what I look at a lot is like my following. I only have right under 4,000 followers, but I look at engagement too. Like my posts will have 200 to 250 likes, you know, and that to me tells me a lot. It tells me that a lot of my audience is engaging.
Yeah.
Even though I only have 4,000, and then I'll compare it to somebody that does have 10,000 followers, and they're only getting
90 likes or something.
No, they're getting like 300, 400 likes, but I'm like, you have
You're
like 4
there.
times more followers than me, you know. So
Yeah.
I always look at analytics. I'm always looking at who's watching my stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's super important to know your
Super
numbers.
interesting.
It's fucking intense.
I've been like, yeah.
It's so crazy. I think just with IG, if you're on IG, I know Alex was super heavy on IG, and he's created a huge following for himself. But just trying to build that influence on Instagram, I think it's crazy just because they're really leading it with IGTV. And
I know. Have you started doing IGTV?
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
And like, people aren't watching it that much yet. At least the girls that follow.
Are you paying attention to numbers? Do you pay attention to?
I do.
And all that? Yeah.
I try not to do the stories that much because I don't really want to like pay attention to like who's watching because I can get like this person's watching, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I won't like look through that, but I do look at like just the numbers, but I won't look at like you know how the actual views will show who's watching,
Right.
but then there's one that shows like just the number, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll do that.
Yeah, if you swipe up, it shows.
Yeah,
you
I won't look
individual.
at like who because I think
So
I
it's
can
more
get, like-
numbers for you.
yeah.
Yeah. How important is knowing numbers and knowing your numbers? I'm sure even with sales, you know, like even though it's barely been the first month,
Mm-hmm.
kind of looking at numbers now and sales and everything. How important is it to know numbers?
Well, I
running a
think
business?
yeah. I think it's important, but I think part of it comes from my background in bookkeeping and accounting.
Oh yeah.
So like yeah, I've always
born with it.
yeah, and like my dad, I work for my dad, and he's like, "What's like this number? Like tell me." So he like has put it into my head like that it's so important, and so now I'm kind of like, I do pay a lot of attention. It's helped because it like has helped with I can spend this much on like budgeting, like I can spend this much on the event, or I have this much like to buy. I've sold this much, I need to buy this much clothes. Just like inventory, I don't have like that much inventory sitting around.
Right.
Kind of helps with waste, I think, because it's probably easy to waste money. Just like
It's very easy to waste
yeah,
money.
like I'm gonna buy coffee or something. I don't know.
We got a question? Oh, here's no, I agree. I think I probably need a bookkeeper.
You don't have one?
No, I need one.
Really? Do you have an accountant?
No.
Oh my gosh, you need a bookkeeper. Yes, they're not that expensive.
No?
You definitely need one.
Yeah.
I can't believe you don't have one.
No, I don't. I worked at GCU, so I feel like I'm qualified enough to. Just kidding.
How do you, well, we'll talk about it later.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
No, I feel like I'm pretty good managing money, especially, but I'm just talking about like, it's just so easy to spend money on stuff, you know. There's just so many ways to really market and take advantage. I mean, there's 1,001 ways that I'm not utilizing that I could be utilizing to get more business, but it's just everything costs money. You know? So it's pretty intense.
Except for Instagram. Well, the
Instagram
does,
even,
but
yeah. I spend
you know
money.
what? My sponsored posts don't do that well. Maybe
Really?
I'm probably not doing them well.
Well, I know
Sure, they're just
what it
ads,
comes down to
but-
for sure with those ads is your demo and your demographic and who you're targeting. So I know that when it comes down to running ads, you really have to know who you're targeting,
Yeah.
the behaviors, and you get really detailed.
I guess
but,
that makes sense because I just kind of like.
But I've been experimenting. I have a whole bunch of different categories of people that I'm targeting, and I'm always like.
And you get to
let's
see like who's working and.
Yeah, I'm always
which
like,
would work
okay,
better.
let's see this one. And
Yeah, I haven't done that, so that makes sense. Why it's not working.
You're in your first month.
Yeah,
so
that's
definitely,
true.
Yeah, you have a lot. You have
Learning
a lot to
so much.
still
Yeah.
learn and everything. So, really cool. I'm really excited for you. You know, just to see the growth and the direction
Me
and how
too.
much you guys actually, grow. Especially with the events and the online now that you have going. Where can people find you on social media?
So just on Next Sunday, Instagram, Facebook, website. Everything's on Next Sunday. And then my personal is just Erica Lee, ERIKALEEE. Sounds boring. I don't really care.
That's funny.
These are like my nephews.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
it's like nephew.
Yeah.
Cool. So I always like to, being that I'm a realtor, obviously I'm super infatuated with El Paso and the growth that we've been seeing.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of your favorite spots or restaurants to hang out here in the city?
Oh, that's a good question.
You go crazy. You
yeah,
go crazy right now.
and like this is a whole other podcast.
Episode number 17.
No, I like Building 6 coffee shop a lot.
I haven't gone there yet.
You haven't?
I've seen it on IG a lot.
Yeah, it's really good. They're like one of my favorite coffees. Terra Thai, like one of the only Thai places that I found here. Super good. Oh my gosh, there's a lot. Cometa.
Cometa. You can't go wrong with
That's
no, that's local. That's El Paso loves Cometa.
Yeah.
My one of my buddies from Florida just came to visit. He's
You
never
guys
been
went
to
there?
Texas.
Oh my gosh.
I took him 2 times in the 3 days or 4 days. I was
Really?
there. He loved
Did
it.
he
He's
eat flautas?
yeah, he's a Cuban guy. He's Cuban.
Yeah, the flautas are so good.
Yeah, I get flautas.
Of course.
But yeah, Cometa is really good. What else? What other spots you like?
What else? I don't know at the top of my head. There's a really good juice place right by my store, Osun Juice. I like it there a lot.
Is it
They
in
have,
some
like,
shopping center?
Yeah.
The corner, right?
Uh-huh. Like
I haven't
juice, smoothies, and it's super like affordable. Salad, sandwiches. And I know that they're local. There's just so many. That's such a hard question.
Yeah, I think El Paso is really just growing and diversifying.
Yeah.
You're seeing a lot more local
Mhm.
stuff coming out, and that's what I think is giving us that bigger city feel.
Yeah, it does.
You
It does
know?
have a big city feel, huh?
Yeah. I honestly
No.
like. I truly believe. Like I said it as soon as I moved back, that I feel like El Paso in the next 5 to 7 years is for sure gonna be like the next San Antonio. It's big
Yeah.
as San Antonio. Maybe not the Riverwalk and all that stuff, but
Yeah.
you know, size
But
wise.
yeah. Yeah.
I think El Paso's
It's
growing,
growing.
especially with all the soldiers coming, still staying, and,
Yeah.
and everything like that. So it's really cool.
It's exciting.
But Erica, it's been a pleasure having you on and sharing your story. For those of you that are watching on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, everywhere, every single social media network and outlet, make sure you guys follow Erica Lee and On Next Sunday on Instagram. And stay tuned. There's gonna be a lot more events and things coming up, and you know, just keep posting, keep doing what you're doing. I really think, like I said, you're doing some good stuff out here. I really like the direction you're headed with it.
Thanks.
So really excited to see the growth that you guys
Me
have in
too.
the next month. Hopefully we'll have another
In a
recap.
year.
Yeah.
And see where we are.
See where you're at. But cool. Appreciate you being on.
Yeah,
We'll see you
thank
guys next week.
It's fun.